All right, I'll go ahead and open this hearing. Call to order. This is welcome to the public. This is a public hearing in accordance with CDC guidelines. This hearing is being conducted via Zoom. Also, it's being conducted via Zoom in accordance with Tennessee Governor Bill Lee's Executive Order number 16, which was recently extended through the end of June to ensure the safety of the public and all involved. This public hearing will be held electronically via Zoom streaming. The meeting is available to the public via community television and by the internet at CTV Knoxville. So, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Gill,
Present.
Commissioner Carringer, Commissioner Smith,
Here.
Commissioner Nystrom,
Here.
Commissioner Schoonmaker,
Here.
Commissioner Anders,
Here.
Commissioner Bustler,
Here.
Commissioner Beeler,
Here.
Commissioner Daly,
Here.
Commissioner Jay,
Here.
Commissioner Biggs,
Present.
and I see Commissioner Carringer. All members are present.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. First item on our agenda is a public forum. And Drusilla posted this and to find out if any members of the public wanted to comment on this updated ordinance. Drusilla, did anybody express an interest in commenting on this particular public ordinance that we're changing?
No, as of up to the meeting time now, I've not received any emails, phone calls, or anything regarding interest in speaking.
Okay. All right, but I know that this, even if no one expressed an interest, this meeting is being recorded and broadcast to the public. So it's important for the public welfare to know exactly what we're doing. So, that said, the next item on our agenda is a discussion of ordinance O-20-4-101, proposing amendments to the Knox County Code, Appendix A, zoning, Article 3, Section 3.5, off-street parking requirements to allow a parking study to be submitted and approved as a basis for reducing the minimum number of off-street parking spaces. Complete copy of this proposed amendments are available and may be obtained at the Knox County Commission Office, Suite 603 in the City County Building, or call us, and I'm sure a member of the public, we can email you that link. I affectionately refer to this as the Dollar General fix. I'll look to Commissioner Beeler just to sort of give a quick synopsis and see if there's any additional discussion required.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At the chair's pleasure, I'd like to defer to Commissioner Daly. He actually has been working on this longer than I have, and,
Okay.
and also invite Mr. Green to weigh in as well.
Okay, Commissioner Daly and then Mr. Green.
Thank you, Commissioner Beeler. This has been going on for, I guess, John, what, 15, 14 years since 13 years. This all started many years ago on BZA, where everyone had to come, not everyone, but a lot of people would have to come and ask for 100 space parking lot to be reduced to say 30 because of our archaic things. So this is thankful for Dollar General and Richie's district out there that it finally, sometimes it takes someone to get mad and be turned down to get action started. And this basically is what happened to get this ball really rolling hard was, I believe, Richie, in November. I think at the September, Gerald can confirm this. The Dollar General come to reduce their parking lot down from, I'm not sure how many, down to 36. And Dollar General knows how many people are going to be in their parking lot for how long before another one comes in. They are very, very good at what they do. So unfortunately, they got turned down at the BZA, I believe, if I'm correct, right, Richie? And then I had the BZA chair, Mr. Robert Thompson from the 9th District, write a letter stating that, this is a problem that we need to be addressed. And Richie and I, unforeseen, we were both working on it, but we couldn't talk to each other because of the sunshine law. So we all met up in the Gerald's office and we discussed this and come up with a solution. And Richie, I hope it's not too late for the family and Dollar General out there, but this is a great ordinance change that let engineering look at it and say, hey, you got 10,000 square feet, but that doesn't mean that you need 70 parking lots. You show me that you're going to have 36 spaces and your flow of traffic will never be that full. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think this is a great ordinance, and I'm glad that Richie got involved in it. So I'm supported 100%. Thank you.
If I may, Mr. Chairman, I think it gives great latitude to the planning staff as well to make a good decision on each case.
Great. Mr. Green?
I don't have much to add. I think the commissioners did a good job of explaining it. What we're doing is allowing a study to be done by applicants to identify their parking needs. And that study would be reviewed by planning and engineering public works staff. And if it's acceptable, the number of parking spaces required could be reduced below that required by our zoning ordinance. The standards in the zoning ordinance are probably 40, 50 years old when the parking demands were far different. This is a first phase of an update of the parking ordinance. The planning staff will work with the community to identify new minimum number of parking spaces for uses that's more compatible with the demands and needs of businesses and offices today than the current ordinance, which again is 40 or 50 years old. We've received no negative comments, a few comments in support, but overall it's been a positive and has been reviewed by the county law director's office, the engineering and public works staff and planning staff, and recommended for approval unanimously by the planning commission.
All right, sounds good. I'm seeing hands raised from Commissioner Smith and Commissioner Biggs. I'm not sure who's went up first. I'll go ahead and call on Commissioner. See, Commissioner Smith is pointing that Commissioner Biggs beneath him, and you're pointing up. This is like some sort of bad. See, he's over here right now. So, I'll
go first. I'll go first.
By the way, before we do this, everybody point to where Commissioner Biggs is on your screen. Interesting. Okay. All right. Commissioner Biggs, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First off, Director Green, I hope we get to see you at next month's meeting. I know you're probably anticipating your retirement, and thank you for everything that you've done. But here my question is this. I sit on TTCDA, and how will this impact that, as well as how do you foresee this impacting basically companies that might be drawn to here? Will it be something to help sell them? Is this something that we're going to give the ability of the chamber or things of that nature that'll help? And just kind of give me a little brief rundown on that from your view, if you don't care.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Commissioner. I think it will be a positive. One of the greatest costs that businesses have to face is the cost of land for doing a development, and by reducing the number of parking spaces required, we reduce the land cost and allow them to use their monies more efficiently and effectively on the building, on filling that building with goods or paying employees, as opposed to paving land that won't be used for anything. And it not only reduces their cost, it reduces the cost to the community because there's more land available for other development. We're generating more property tax dollars by allowing more development to occur on less land. So it's just using our resources more efficiently, and I think that will attract more business.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you.
And I am looking forward to having other things to do on evenings than attend. Even though your meetings are exciting and very interesting, I'm looking forward to doing something else.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Smith.
Director Green, I want to make sure there's safeguards in this because business models are always changing. You have a piece of property that is zoned for multiple, many different uses. Say a business that has a low traffic count wants to reduce to 10, 15 parking spaces, and then that business model goes out of business. Won't they be limiting future uses for that building?
There's always that possibility, but I think we also look at the national trends, and nationally, the amount of parking demand for all uses is being reduced. So I think overall, the benefits will far outweigh any detriment from this. And as we look at providing permits for a change of use, the parking would be looked at again. And of course, the potential buyer or leaser of a property would look at the parking that's available and determine whether that particular property is suitable for them.
And that's what I mean. You may wind up with a property that's not suitable for any use because there isn't adequate parking because someone ran a business model out of it that didn't require much parking. And then they go out of business and there's no parking for any of the other models of business that may choose that are out in the market.
Based on what we've seen, again, looking at national models and following trends, the overall trend is for reduced parking. So I believe there will always be a use available for property that becomes vacant.
I think they're called trends because they are changes. There's constant trends changing one way or the other. But I just want to make sure that if somebody does buy one of these buildings that has had reduced parking and their business model is going to require more parking, will MPC have the power to say, you can use this, but you have to add parking?
Either the planning staff, the planning commission, or the codes administration could require that depending on what level it rises to.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other questions? Commissioner Biggs and Smith, you've still got your blue hands up. Both of y'all done?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Chairman.
All right. Okay, Jim Snowden.
Yes, Chairman. I just wanted to address your question, Commissioner Smith. As part of, and Gerald alluded to it, when an occupancy in a building changes, my staff does look at that, and we would require, prior to issuance of a building permit, that the required parking space number for that changed use was there, or we would hold that building permit. So there is a safeguard in place on the back end.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Is there any other questions or discussion points? And I'll go back to Drusilla. Has anybody contacted you, emailed, anything like that in the last, since we started this meeting?
No, sir, have not.
Okay, seeing no other discussion, I'm going to go ahead and bring this public hearing to a close. Thank you, everybody. I look for, have a good, safe weekend, and I look forward to seeing y'all next week. So
Have a great Memorial Day.
yep. See you. Thank you.